Hello and welcome back to another video on web development with Flask. My name is Ronak Vyas and this video is a collaboration with Programming Knowledge. In the previous videos, we talked about how we can build a fully featured CRUD application with user authentication features, where we had a login, logout feature, and also how we can create, update, and delete our workouts. In this video, we'll talk about something called as pagination and how pagination works in Flask. So let's see how our app looks like. So here, as you can see, we are logged in into our test account, and when you go to all workouts, I've took the liberty to add a few placeholder workouts here. So as you can see, there are total 16 workouts, and it becomes tedious to scroll all the way down when we have a lot of workouts in. When you track your push-ups for around 2-3 months, this becomes really tedious to scroll all the way down. So now we are going to add a way to have pages or paginate our application so that we don't have to see so many workouts in the same place. We can have multiple pages where we can see our workouts. So let's see how we can build this. So now let's go to the main file and try to locate our workouts. So here we need to have make some changes inside our all route where we show all the workouts. So first, instead of using user.workouts or accessing the workouts in that way, what we can do is use a different way. So what we can do is use workout.query.filter by, and we filter the workouts by the user. So the author is equal to user. Now, it was similar to what we had done before, but the only difference is that we're using the workout class to actually get our workouts, and we're filtering by the user, which is the current user in this case, as you can see on the line on top of it. Now, all we have to do to have pagination in our application is to have a dot paginate function call to it, and that is it. So of course there's more to it, but let's see how this works for now. So let's first decide how many workouts do we want in a page. So this has around 16 workouts. So let's see if we have 3 on each page. So let's just say per page equal to 3. And now uh, let's see what this paginate function gives or returns for a workout. So print dir, the way we can print all the methods our workouts object has. So workouts, and let's see what the output is. So let me clear this out, run the application again, and let's refresh this. And there's an error, so give me a second. So it's not iterable. Okay. Oh, I see. So since we have changed our workouts, we will also need a way to change these. So let's do it a bit differently. My bad. So we'll keep this here and we'll say workouts paginate and go to workout dot query dot filter by, and we filter by the author, which is the user. We call paginate and we make sure that there's only 3 per page. And what we can do now is just print all the methods which we have under workouts paginate. So yeah, now we won't break the application because once we have our paginate method on our object, we need a different way to handle these for loops here. So yeah, this should work now. Let's go back and change our server and let's refresh. As you can see, it's not breaking, and here we see all the methods that are available with our workouts object. So we have the class, attribute, new, reduce. So for pages we have has next, has previous, items inside each page, how to iterate or iterate through pages, the next page, which page it is currently in, the per page items, previous, etc., etc. So now we can use these methods to actually have pagination inside our application. So let's see how that works. First, let's just print some uh, method just to make sure it's working. So let's just print items, workout.page items, and print workout.pagename.page. So we want to see the items inside each page and also the page on which we are. So let's run it again. And we can refresh our page. And as you can see, we have only workouts 2, 3, 4. Only 3 workouts in our first page, and we are on the first page. So now we know that the paginate method works, and let's see how we can include this or connect this with our front end and make sure this works properly. So now what we need to do is first we can, oh sorry about that, we can remove this and now replace this with our workouts variable and completely move this. First, now that we have pagination into our web app, we need to know or we need to tell our application which page to be in, right? So what we can do is whenever we change a page or whenever we go to the next page, we have a different URL where it's question mark page equal to something. So these are the parameters in on our URL. So we need a way to actually get these parameters and then use them to change our pages. So here we can use request.args, get the request arguments, and we need the page argument. Uh, by default, so the next parameter is what should be by default. So if there is no page argument, then it's 1. And the type which we accept is int. So here, after the question mark and page equal to, there'll always be an int and nothing else. So now that we have the page, so if we are on page 2, then this gets the 2 value on the variable, and we can pass that here into our paginate method. So page equal to page, actually my bad. Yeah. So what is happening here? So first, we by default are on the first page where we see all the initial workouts, and then we pass and when we go to the next workout and when we press the button for the next workout, we get a different URL. So it's going to be page equal to 2. So this 2 is sent back to the page variable, and it is sent back to the paginate method, and the workouts 4, 5, 6 are then shown on the HTML page. Now that we have we are almost done with the backend, let's see how we can connect this to the front end to show the pages into our web page. So let's make some changes here. So first, I don't think it's good to have everything on this left side. So let's change that first. Let's center everything. So I'll just use a center tag. Won't make it complicated. Just get everything inside this. And let's use this tag again and do this once more. So yeah, so let's just see if that was right and everything is centered now. So we just need a simple all, and okay, my bad. So yeah, since we have made some changes here, we will not be able to render this one properly, but let's talk about the centering later and focus on pagination. So first, now we cannot use for workout and workouts because workouts is now an object. So we need to use workout.items, which is going to be our loop to loop through all the workouts and get the push-ups number, comment, and date posted. And next, we need to make some changes or add a few things inside our file. So let's see what they are. So first, we need to loop through all the pages that we have. So we use Ginger templating here for page num in workouts dot iter pages. We saw this when we were listing all the methods, and let's see what parameters to add. So I'll just add the parameters and then let you know what they do. So left edge equal to 1, right edge equal to 1, left current equal to 1, and right current equal to 1. Okay, so now what did we do here? So when we are iterating through our pages, or when we have those buttons to navigate through different pages, we just want to show one page on the left of the current page, one on the right edge, and one just adjacent to the current page, and one just adjacent to the right. So we don't want to populate our entire pages list with all the pages. Suppose you have 100 pages, you don't want to show 1 to 100 buttons on the bottom, right? So we just show one current page, or one current page, left to the current page, right to the current page, and the rightmost page, so that it's a bit smoother. And now we need to have some conditions. So let's see what they are. So if we are on the page which is currently open, so if workouts dot page is equal to the page now. So if we are on the page where we're supposed to be, right? So we will be having a different button. So I'll just talk about that in a minute. So now if we are on the exact page where you want to be, then it's going to be having a button class, button info. So this is going to be a button filled with blue color and have some spaces. And it's going to link back to user workouts, which is right here. And we're going to pass the page num as page num, so that we know which page to go to. And if that is not the case, we are going to have an else. So else, and if we are not if it's not the page number we are on, then don't show the highlighted text but show an outline of it. And we'll see what I mean by this in a bit. And we can end the if. So just before we end the if, I must want to add something else to our page. So we did end the if, so let me just add a few things here. My bad. So if page num, first we're just making sure if there is a page num, if there are pages or not. If there are pages, then check which page we are on. If we are on the current page, then show that button differently, or else show the outline of the button. And when we are only showing left edge, right edge, and one left current and right current, we want to show everything else by a dot dot dot, so that we know that there's something in between them. And yeah, so I think we're good to go. We were able to handle everything properly. So what changes did we make here? So we iterate through all the pages, make sure the parameters are right. If the pages exist, then if we are on the current page, show a different button. If we are not on the current page, then show a different button. And if we have a lot of pages in between, show the dot 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 symbols, so that we know that there is differences here. And yeah, so now we can run our application and see what we've done. And let's refresh this. And as you can see, now we have 1 to 6. So now let's go to a different page. So let's go to page 2. So as you can see, we have the dot dot dots, and we can navigate through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's go to 3 again, and here we have 3, Let's go to 4 or 5. And as you can see, 2 gets hidden, so it's easy to navigate back and forth. We can add a bit more here so that it's not just 1 and 6 but a bit more. But as you can see, we go to 6, we get the last workout. We go to 5, we get the workouts before that. 4, the workouts before. 3, and so on. So this is how we add pagination to our web app. Just to reiterate on what we learned today, first we use the paginate method to do this, and it returns a paginate object. Then we make sure that there are only 3 per page. So this is up to you. You can decide how to have how many number of workouts you want in a single page. Then just to make sure that we can track different pages, we know that the URL is going to be like this. So page equal to 1. So we get the parameters, and once we get it, we save it in the page and pass that here. And again, we go to our HTML file, and to show this or enter this, we loop through all the pages, set our edges, and show the buttons. So as you can see, the page I am on 1, we have the button info class, and if we are not on the current page, then we have the outline class. So now if I go to page 6, then 6 has the button info, and 1 and 5 have the outline class. So this is how we know which page we are on, and the rest I've been showing by a dot dot dot. So yeah, this is about pagination, and now our application is completely ready, and we can now deploy our application on the internet using Heroku, which we'll talk about in the next video. Thank you.